Hello, my name is Mitya and today I'm going to talk about layer layouts visual scripting. It all starts with adding a layer. So I'm going to add a layer and double click it. So whenever you insert a new layer, you already have three nodes: on layer begin, run, and on layer end. These three nodes cannot be deleted, and I'm going to explain very briefly what they do. On layer begin happens or executes only once whenever the transport hits the layer first. Run is happening every frame whenever the transport is on the layer, so all the way from here to here basically. And on layer end again happens only once whenever we exit the layer. So let's talk about execution flow or action flow. I'm going to insert a render to canvas and I'm going to insert a canvas. Okay, already seems I already have one, so let's click show canvases, delete, show canvases, right click, remove canvas, so we have just one. And in the render to canvas node, I'm going to select canvas 1 as our parent canvas. Perfect. And I'm going to create a color to texture node and connect it like this and maybe change it to green. Perfect. Now, as you can see, everything here is set up correctly, but because we are not because the transport is not on the layer, we didn't see the green square on the canvas, or we didn't see it here either. That's because the transport wasn't on the layer. So whenever the layer is active, you'll see these connections basically blink. The next thing that in order to demonstrate the action flow is this. Let's create another render to canvas node and maybe let's change the resolution of this to full HD. Now as I type in the resolution, you see that it changes here, and it also now, because the canvas is full HD, if I click and you see here, you see that the whole canvas is green now. So let's create another color to texture node and make it blue and connect it here. Okay, we already see that this is executing, but we don't see it on the canvas yet. That's why we need to select the parent canvas. Now you see that the blue square is on the top of the green background, and that's because this node is executed first and then this one, and if there was another node here, it would go on basically always from left to right. If we wanted to demonstrate that, we would, for example, delete these nodes, the connections, and connect it here and connect it like this. And now you see that the green background basically covers the blue square, and you can see that if I move this, you see that the blue square is indeed in the background. Great. Now let's talk about variables. These are these things here. Now, what if you wanted to share variables from one layer to another? That's when you use these things. So let's, for example, delete this node. Great. And create by right-clicking a new texture variable, and I can right-click, add setter, and connect it like this, and connect it like this. So now what we will be doing is, instead of rendering this blue square to the canvas, we are saving it into a variable. So if we insert another layer and double click it, and grab this variable by inserting a texture getter node. And let's create a render to canvas and connect it like this and connect it like this. Great. Now we see that this blue square appeared in this other layer. So, and maybe we can rename this by right-clicking, rename, and let's type it my first text bar. Great. And now if I wanted to render it onto the canvas, I have to select the parent canvas. And let's see if I change it to 0. You see that the layer 4 is on top of layer 3. That's why the blue square is on top of the green background. Now if I were to move it like this, you see that the blue square jumped behind the green background.